Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Katz and I'm currently a senior editor for the Fordham Undergraduate Law Review who's running for the position of business administrator. Now there are three important characteristics that any candidate needs to have. And the first is dedication. I have been a member of the Fordham Undergraduate Law Review since its inaugural meeting in September of last year. I began as a staff writer, was promoted to the position of senior editor, where I'm handling the additional responsibilities that were bestowed upon me, and I'm more than willing to handle the other responsibilities that will be bestowed upon me as the business administrator. The next important characteristic is communication, especially communication with other student leadership in other clubs and organizations. I have communicated with the Fordham Undergraduate Law Review's e-board to better understand the detailed and numerous responsibilities of the business administrator position. Not only has this helped me understand how to communicate with leadership in a more efficient manner, but I'll be able to implement this when communicating with United Student Government as well as with the Office of Student Involvement, which are both important areas that need to be communicated for the business administrator. The last important characteristic is organization. I've handled all my responsibilities as a staff writer and a senior editor in the Fordham Undergraduate Law Review, publishing one article, having one article that I'm drafting, and two others that I'm currently editing. Additionally, I maintain a good academic and social life balance by maintaining a full class load, participating in community service, the Fordham Undergraduate Law Review, and the West Wing Integrated Learning Communities. These are three important characteristics that any candidate needs to have to ensure that they are an effective business administrator who can maintain the budget, file for reallocation requests, and ensure compliance with the Office of Student Involvement, and finally, plan and manage student events and social media. I would positively impact the future of FULR because I have a vision comprised of three parts. The first is distribution of our note. I would propose a plan to the e-board leadership, USG, and OSI that would allow us to allocate more funds towards distribution of our note to more schools. We've already seen the impact that this can have on law school admissions at Villanova University, so distributing our note more would only allow for this impact to grow. The second part is through a revitalization of our social media. This would have very similar impacts to distributing our note to more schools, but would also allow us to communicate with other undergraduate law reviews in a more effective and social manner. We'd be able to gain practical insight from NYU, Yale, or Harvard, other undergraduate law reviews that have been established longer than ours and could offer us important developmental tips. My third part and last part of my plan is to reestablish event planning. During the times of COVID, we have not been able to establish as many events as we would like to. However, I believe that we can take events from last year, such as dinner with a lawyer, and transition them to a virtual plane. I remember last year when I went to dinner with a lawyer that it was one of the most important and valuable experiences I think I've ever had in FULR. As your business administrator, I would work to get these events planned in a virtual and safe manner. Having a dependable business administrator is integral because they handle many of the mandatory requirements for the Fordham Undergraduate Law Review, such as maintaining the budget, ensuring compliance, and event planning. As someone who's been long dedicated to FULR, I would ensure that all three and more, along with your views and ideas, are implemented in our club together.